I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Welcome back to another review. This is a review for Jonathan Lindsay. Now, for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of review, re-review, movie topic general reaction, any type of video, you can request it either directly to my PayPal or join me on my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, thank you so much. But the review for today is Watership Down. Now, Watership Down, this is a film I'd heard of and might have seen back in the day. I know it's based on a novel, and it's one of those films in the 70s that, even though it's animated, it's hard to call it a kid's film because of its tone, because of its violence, kind of in the same realm of The Plague Dogs. Although I could say I enjoyed this more than The Plague Dogs because it just wasn't nearly as depressing as The Plague Dogs. But interesting enough, both of those films, John Hurt, may he rest in peace, who was an Alien, among many others, he's one of the lead voice actors in this. And the plot of the film, it starts off interesting where the animation is interesting in the fact that a lot of the backgrounds has sort of watercolor effect to them, a watercolor look I should say. So it just makes it have a different look and feel compared to a traditional regular 2D animated flick. And it does kind of bring, in a weird way, like a novel brought to life. Granted, novels are not made by watercolors, but something about it, I don't want to say storybook, but just something about it, that type of art design, that type of look fits with the story. It might not work with other stories. Can't really put into words. And the beginning of the film showcases like the history of this culture, because most of our characters are rabbits, about how animals were all the same and they all ate pretty much veggies. They were all loved the veggie burgers and veggie fries and veggie shapes. Everyone's a fucking vegan. And the rabbits got too big for their fucking britches, and then someone said, oh yeah, you don't fuck all over, you know, fuck some more and have 85 million baby bunny booty holes ready to fucking squat on my yard? Okay, I'm gonna make some predators to eat your ass, literally and figuratively, and thus made predators like the fox, the dog, the cat. And again, the animation is interesting. Sometimes it looks like a kaleidoscope. Once in a while it looked like an acid trip. But overall, like I said, it has a watercolor look to it, which is, again, made it seem different, off the beaten path compared to animated works. And this film is fucking violent. Even this beginning, when a fox pounces on a rabbit, the rabbit will turn to look like it's been turned inside out. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now all the rabbits are inside out. And like the big rabbit is like, oh shit, I fucked up. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? I'm gonna give you some leniency. I'm gonna make rabbits be able to be quick and fast. So then it cuts to today, where you have John Hurt as a rabbit, and then he has a brother who has visions. So I'm like, so does John Hurt's brother have like the dead zone in him? He's like Christopher Walken, ready for him to go, the ice is going to break. But he has visions, and he's like, we need to get the fuck out of here. Something's going wrong. And while some says, no, you're not going to leave, because you don't cause a revolt, you don't cause panic, and we don't kill you, it's like, get the fuck out of my face. Something's going to happen. And ultimately, some leave, and then there's a sign that says there's going to be some land development. So that was the vision that John Hurt's brother has. It pretty much their journey and the ups and downs, and either going through the river, avoiding dogs, avoiding birds. Some get killed, some don't. Or another voice actor, Denholm Elliott. You may remember him from the Indiana Jones films, the first one and the third one. Marcus. He seems like a rabbit that's like, hey, come on, it's all fine, eat these carrots, it's all fine. And instead he's a turncoat sumbitch. At one point they meet this black-headed seagull, who I swear one of the first things he says is, piss off. And I know he's voiced by an actor named Zero Mostel. And well, I say actor, well, yeah, actor. He's an actor. And I thought his voice was very interesting and unique, which I thought that was a right choice, since it is a different animal compared to the other rabbits, so he stood out from the pack. Ultimately leads up to getting this area called Watership Down, and then a battle that ensues between them and these really fucked up rabbits. I mean, these rabbits they got more bloodshot eyes, and they're more wrecked in their body, and I swear any second now don't have fucking fangs. And there's this general who's an asshole. So what made the film work for me, it went at a good pace. It's only 80-90 minutes long. Like I said, I didn't mind the animation. The voice acting is fairly solid. It's very, I don't want to say very British, but it's very proper. See, nowadays with voice animation, you just see even at the time, but more so today, the voice actors in this seem like actors that would be in a play or detailing the works of Shakespeare. So that's for me, like, the voice acting is very proper and very, I don't want to say uppity, that's the wrong word for it, but sophisticated for an animated film. And that's what I mean, like, this is something that I don't really know if you would say it's for kids. I mean, just kids could see it, but it seems a bit more like this is for adults. And then maybe if they like it, maybe see with their kids, but make sure you tell them about the fucking violence, because there's a lot of blood in this. I mean, there's more blood in this than some fucking horror films I've seen. Hell, there's more blood in this than like Friday the 13th Part 5. Or some of those that got gutted completely by the MPAA, because you got One rabbit gets in a snare and he's being choked to death slowly and blood's coming out of his mouth. There's rabbits fighting each other and clawing each other up. And you see all the scratches and blood coming out of the mouth. Or getting bit on the neck and blood squirting. Or when John Hurt's brother has a vision and he looks at the river and the river like coats with blood. Like the river's turned red. I mean, like I said, I might have seen this once when I was a youngster, but it's been a long time and I forgot how fucking bloody this was. But with that, like I say, it's not nearly as depressing as, say, The Plague of Dogs. So, there you go with that. And the violence kind of made it stand out, and it was a very serious tale. This was a very serious story being told. And the odds were stacked up because people could die. When they're on the journey, like one rabbit, like a female, you have a bird, and all rabbits no longer there. And the characters, I wouldn't say you really get to know much of the characters. Like, I can't say you really get to know much about John Hurt's character or his brother. His brother has visions, but they don't really detail why he has visions. He just does. I would say the black-headed seagull, because of the voice actor they got, because how unique he was and his dialogue delivery compared to the others, I actually quite enjoyed that character. His attitude, how he'd be pissed off, but at the same time he'd be like, he's always looking for mates, like always looking for, and the way it talked was very like stuttered. I don't even know if stutters is the right way to phrase it, but wasn't a flow to his verbiage, wasn't a flow to his dialogue, but it worked for that type of character in a weird way. And you got the third act where they'd come up with a plan to lead this dog to try to fuck up the evil rabbits. Again, there's some, I'm not kidding when I said this film is more violent than some fucking horror films I've seen. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, why it's webcam stuttering, I wanted to look up some info on the film that I should have looked up before I started this damn video. But yeah, I mean, overall I can say I liked it for what it was. I wouldn't say it's nothing I would seek out to rewatch over and over again. But it came out in 1978. It was based on a 1972 novel by Richard Adams. And yeah, Zero Mostel, he was known on stage for doing stuff like Fiddler on the Roof and other works. And I was looking up who directed this. It has two directors, Martin Rosen and uncredited John Hughley. All the world will be your enemy, prince with 1,000 enemies, and when they catch you, they will kill you. But first, they must catch you. Apparently, film rights were purchased by producer Martin Rosen. He did this with the assistance of a merchant banker who enjoyed the experience so much it launched his career in the film industry. The option for the film rights was £50,000. The budget was $2.4 million, but then another $1 million was raised. Or they said the budget would be $2.4 million, and this guy, this merchant banker, he raised $1 million. So it was originally going to be directed by this guy named John Hughley, but then there were disagreements with the film's producer Martin Rosen. His work could still be found in the film, most notably in the Fable scene, He was replaced by Rosen, who thereby made his directorial debut. Now, John Hubley, the guy who left, he had done, well, he had been an animator, and I don't recognize his work, though. Yeah, I can't say I recognize his work. I guess he was the creator of Mr. Magoo. This John Hubley. It says here he was the creator of Mr. Magoo. Okay. But then he left, and then this other guy, Martin Rosen, did the film. Unlike many animated features, the film faithfully emulated the dark and violent sophistication of the book. It definitely did that. That's why it's hard to showcase this as, quote, a kid's film. Even the consensus aimed at adults perhaps more than children. Although there was a picture book adaptation was produced. That'd be funny. Get your picture book and then, hey, look at the bloody rabbits, kid. Look at the bloody rabbits. Look at that one. Look at his throat. Look how the blood just went. But yeah, Watership Down. If you want to see a different type of animated film, bit more of a serious story, definitely not dumbed down. Definitely not. Because that's the thing with a lot of animated films. Not all, but a lot of them. They do feel dumbed down. Or, you know, they do want to have for kids and adults, but it's still more of the kids thing. This one's the flip. Now, sometimes you have an adult animated film like Heavy Metal, which is much more gore and nudity, fun type of way. This one's more of a serious, sophisticated type of way. But definitely an interesting film. Definitely interesting, off the beaten path for a flick. And it was also nice to hear John Hurt, because, like I said, he's no longer with us. He was a great actor. Worked quite a bit in animation, because he also voiced in The Black Cauldron. I mentioned The Play Dogs, among others. Which made sense because he had such a unique, solid voice. So, like I said, he did a good job. Maybe that is one of the things where I wouldn't see myself watching this a lot, because if you were to ask me what the characters were like, I mean, how do you even describe the characters? It's not really about the characters. It's more about the story, their journey. I can't tell you a damn thing about the characters. That's not really what the film is. That's not really what the film is going on about and detailing. So, on one hand, it's a little bit of a detriment, because I would like a little bit of meat to the characters. No pun intended, a little bit. And I think maybe that's why the Zero Mostel stood out to me, because granted, it wasn't, well, I got a little bit more of his motivation. He got hurt and he wanted to leave and he wanted to get laid, pretty much. And he's like, wait a minute, you guys need mates too. How do I help? What do you need of me? And then, because it was the unique personality brought to it. But overall, yeah, if you've never seen Watership Down, it's worth a watch. I think you can find it for free on YouTube. I don't know if it's there anymore. But yeah, I did like the film. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.